Hey, what's up, guys? Well, congrats to Joe Cusumano on his stoppage victory of Adam Kownacki. Congrats to any of you who took my advice and played Joe Cusumano. And also, thanks to the new subscribers. Welcome to the team. Everything's free here. You don't have to pay for anything, all right? Um, you know, when it comes to that fight, great night for us, all right? Um, guys, boy, if Cusumano would have gotten that first round stoppage, which he was very close in doing, at a plus 10,000, I would have been well into five figures in profit on this fight. All right. I was not watching it live. I actually was out and I came back. Um, and I started watching, I guess, around the fourth round, I believe. But I saw, on social media online where they posted that Cusumano had a huge first round. I actually just watched the beginning of the fight before doing this video because I wanted to see everything before I talked about the fights. All right. Um, guys, the fight really kind of played out the way I thought it would, except I will give Kownacki credit. I have been critical of him, for what he did with the AJ fight, the things he said, then a terrible run he had in the aftermath. But I'm pretty sure this was his last fight, and I will salute the guy and give him credit. He went out like a warrior. He didn't just get blown out. He was tough, resilient. He tried, but Cusumano was too game. I think like I said, he was the fresher fighter. He was the bigger puncher. Um, and Kownacki just been in, taking too much damage, man. His fight style, he just took too much damage, man. That areola fight, the fight after that, he passed on AJ for, you know, that really was the beginning of the end of his career, man. He took a lot of damage in that fight in a war, not even including the Charles Martin War. And just been on the losing streak since. Um, Again, I don't understand why the odds makers had him as a big favorite. If I was setting this line, if somebody would have came to me and said we want to make Adam Kownacki the favorite in this fight, what's the highest, biggest number you would put on him as a favorite? I say a minus 400. That would have been the highest. And I really didn't even see him being that high of a favorite. From the way he's looked. All right, he just had the name and experience, and Cusumano was kind of an unknown, you know. Um, but I thank Cusumano for what he did. He was, he went for it after he hurt and dropped Kownacki. He wanted to go for that first round KO. Unfortunately, it was at the end of the round. And then when the second round started, he went for it again. If he would have got the stoppage in the second round, it still would have been a five-figure payday for your boy. All right. So even though he didn't get it, yeah, I salute him and thank him for trying. All right. Um, just kind of shows and proves that he was worth putting the money on. All right. Um, the guy has a serious punch, as I said. He showed it. Is he gonna beat the elite heavyweights? No. Um, you know, he's hittable and really doesn't move his head. Not great defensively. But he has that big dangerous punch. All right, he could be in some fun fights. I hope he gets at least two great paydays outside of this fight. Before he calls it a day. Is he gonna be top 10 guys? A world champion? Maybe not, but maybe he could have like some fun fights with like a say like a Derek Chisora or hell, him and Dillian White might even be a a fun fight, at least fight however long it lasted. So we'll see what happens with him going forward. I'm pretty sure he will be back on his own, and they'll put him in with somebody. All right. Um, and I'm glad he had this, this win. This could be the biggest win of his career. Um, and he had it in his backyard, New York, against another New Yorker at the Garden. So I'm happy for the guy that he had that moment, and they said he was like in the best shape of his career. All right. Now, and congrats to you guys who placed the wager on Cusumano and made money. All right, that was one of the bets of the year, a gold mine. All right. Now, um, I had Jason Quigley losing to Berlanga 116-111. The official scorecards I think were pretty disgusting. Quigley did not lose that fight that wide. You know, Jason Quigley he fought a good fight. He did some good things, but in the early part of that fight, he was getting hit flush from basically just standing still in front of Berlanga. And I'm like, why are you standing still in front of this guy? He should have been move, move, move. And not only that, but he needed, head movement. He was getting hit at times in this fight because he was not moving his head, man. Even if he was moving, he was not moving his upper body, not, going back and forth or left to right, up and down. He should have been doing that, man, with the foot movement. It should have been stick move. I'm gonna hit this guy. He not gonna hit me the whole fight. All right, that should have been a strategy. But when your head is in one place the whole fight, even if you're moving around, this in one spot, it's easier to hit, man. And Berlanga was finding him. He was hitting him with jabs. He dropped him, a few times. At least I know at least one was bullshit, and maybe I think actually yeah, two of them was bullshit. Because one he kind of I guess kind of went down on his own, tripped over himself, whatever he did. And then the one, I think it was the one in the 12th round where a punch didn't land, but he kind of, went down on his own, which I think maybe they could be scored as a knockdown, if you take a voluntary knee. So, but, Quickly, man, outside of that, going against the ropes too much, standing still, and especially the corner, that is his kryptonite, man. That's where I remember him getting knocked out by Andre, that standing in the corner. He would just go to the corner and like it was like he would stop moving, like he would just get trapped and freeze in the corner. And then Berlanga would land on him and drop him. That's a no-no, man. There's two things he needs to work on. And a guy with his experience, should be better than that, should know better. He needs to move his upper body. He needs to move his head left to right, and not just kind of on that center line the whole time, even if you are using your legs, all right? And staying out of the corner, man. Staying out of the corner. Do not stand still in front of a guy, all right? Especially a guy that has a stronger punch than you. You know, um, he had some good moments in the fight. Uh, you know, Frustrating Berlanga at times, hitting him flush. Hit him with a hard right hand at the end of the sixth, and then he realized and figured out he could walk the guy in the right hands, and he was hitting him flush. All right. But that was not enough. It was not going to win the fight. He needed knockdowns or a stoppage, to win this fight or to even get a draw or whatever, because of the times he had been, getting counts for being down supposedly. All right. Um, but Berlanga was aggressive and effective in some of his aggression. The jab was very good. I give Berlanga credit. He did good in this fight, and I thought he clearly won the fight. All right. Um, Now, if and when he gets in with somebody who has, not only good or decent boxing ability, but a punch to go along with it, he could be in trouble. All right. Because he was able to eat Jason Quigley's shots, but if he fights a power puncher, is he going to be able to eat those shots? Maybe not. All right. So that's something to consider, keep in mind. Also, and I did not get a chance. Actually, I made a pre-fight video, but I did not upload it because I left out one big thing. And I was gonna do another one and upload, but I never did. All right, guys, they had the over under set at 4.5 rounds in this fight. That was gold, man. I was not gonna play it. I did not play it. All right, because I had money on Cusumano. I also had money on round props and things like that, and I played Quigley on the money line. But at first, it was like pick 'em odds at a -115. Then I think the over became the favorite at like a -125. Man, that was I knew that was too low, too low, and I like low over unders like that. Berlanga has not had a knockout since like 2020. If he had would have knocked out quickly, that would have been the biggest knockout on his resume. All right, name wise. Um, he's been stepping up in competition. He's been going the distance, all right, and he did once again. Okay, um, he has not stopped a high level or higher level than the guys he was knocking out. All right, so um, man, that over under was gold. The over 4.5 rounds. So really, guys, I think that might be it, man. I don't think I'm missing anything. I enjoyed these fights, seeing how they played out. Again, congrats to Joe, or as his real name is Giuseppe Cusumano, on his career defining victory over a name in Adam Kownacki, a guy who somehow, some way, opened up as a -1,000 favorite, minus 1,200 favorite, going into the fight. Hell, even more money had come in. Cusumano had gone up to, I think what he had gone up to, like a plus 1,200 to win by knockout at Bet 365, plus 800 on the money line. You know, that was a huge odds on this guy, man, considering this situation, and he pulled it off. All right, Kownacki was game. I salute him. Congrats on the career he had, the success he had. But I clearly believe it's over for him. I'm pretty sure his family and everybody will tell him it's over. He said himself in the interview months before the fight, that if he didn't win, basically it was over. All right. So, and people were already talking about retirement for the guy. Um, and congrats to Berlanga. He had a good performance. All right. I wouldn't say not great, but a good performance. He did better than I thought he would do. Um, and I salute Quigley too. He fought a good fight. What was Andy Lee basically acting like he was winning the fight, telling him he was winning the rounds when he had gotten knocked down? That was weird. It was like in disbelief. He should have been telling um Quigley to go for a knockout, man. Quigley unfortunately was just outpowered in this fight. That really was his biggest detriment. Berlanga was the more natural power puncher. All right, so but let Berlanga get in with a puncher and you know eat these flush shots. Let's see how he takes it. All right, talking about him and Jaime Maguire. It's kind of hard to believe they would do that fight now, with no belt on the line. If it was a vacant belt or one of them became a champ, and then I think it would be a fight they would make then, or a bigger fight. But hey, if they make it, yeah, I'll be up to watch it. Who would win? I don't know. I mean, I would think you would favor Munguia because he has more experience. Um, who knows? All right, toss up fight. The way I'm looking at it initially. All right. Now, I think the Roy Jones fight, yes, Roy Jones fighting yet again. All right, supposedly, unless they cancel or whatever, fighting that some influencer or whatever he is. I forget the guy's name, Indio something. Um, some 39-year-old, basically bodybuilder type guy. There is a video of him on Fight Hype hitting, I think mitts. People was kind of clowning to him. He was getting tired, whatever. Man, again, Roy Jones just lost to with a 36-year-old MMA fighter making his pro boxing debut, and Roy Jones 54 and well past it. This fucking 39-year-old jacked up dude, goes in there and starts charging at Roy Jones. Roy don't have the reflexes, man. He don't have the reflexes. He don't have the legs. You know, he has the boxing brain, but he doesn't have the physical gifts anymore, man. Physically can't do it. So, I hope they give big odds if somebody gives odds because it's a celebrity fight. It's not an official fight going on box ring or anything. But if they give odds on this fight, hopefully, uh, if we could make a nice profit off the younger guy once again beating an old pastor Roy Jones. All right, so really, that's it, guys. I'm not sure what comes up. What else comes up next week? Next weekend, but whatever it is, once I see it, if something catch my eye, I will come on and talk about it. Give you guys the heads up, let you know what I think about it. But if you place wagers tonight, congrats to you. I hope you made money. I definitely made me a little money, not five figures, not not as much as I was hoping. If Cusumano would have got an early stoppage, it would have been a huge payday for you, boy. All right. Um, but congrats to Cusumano, congrats to Berlanga, and to Kownacki and Quigley also. Because they both put up good efforts in their fights. All right, so that's it, guys. Hope you won some money. Uh, congrats to you if you did. And hey, let's make some more next weekend. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll check in with you soon. Thanks for watching.